How to get addicted to hard work. How to get addicted to hard work. The majority of people strive for success. They are desperate for outcomes, whether it be the lifestyle, the validation, or the accolades. On the other hand, virtually no one is willing to fall in love with the process. It is the finish line that they are after, not the marathon itself. Rather than the grind, they are looking for the glory. Despite this, every significant accomplishment, as well as every remarkable tale of change, is founded on a single fundamental truth. Laborious effort is not a choice. Rather, it is everything. On the other hand, they don't tell you this. Putting in a lot of effort is not something that can be gained or lost. It's not some hidden gene that only a select few people at the top are born with. As a muscle, it is. Additionally, just like any other muscle, it can be trained, strengthened, and even, if you can believe it, become something that you find yourself craving. If you become addicted to hard work, it does not mean that you will burn yourself out or grind yourself into dust. Altering your mentality in such a way that work becomes your fuel rather than your fear is what it entails. To begin, it is necessary to recognize that comfort is a medicinal substance. You are lulled into a state of immobility. Despite its assurances of protection, it brings about sorrow. You are under the impression that taking a break today will revitalize you, but in reality, it just tends to dull your drive. Those tiny, regular efforts that you avoided, the ones that felt monotonous or laborious, were the same steps that would have revolutionized your life. You should have taken them. Your brain needs to be retrained so that it no longer associates satisfaction with fast outcomes, but rather with the act of arriving at the desired destination. This is the point at which the shift starts to take place. When you start to feel pride in the effort itself, the question, "When will this get easier?" is replaced with the question, "How far can I go?" in your conversations. The fact of the matter is that motivation will leave you. Disciplinary practices are the only things that endure. In addition, here is the wonderful paradox. The more disciplined you get, the more motivation you will start to experience. The fact that you are honoring your promises to yourself begins to make you feel wonderful, in the sense that you are not squandering time on distractions or excuses. You are becoming someone that the majority of people can only imagine themselves to be. The ability to become someone who takes the long way is a strength in a world that is obsessed with taking shortcuts. The more you engage in this activity, the more momentum you will build. Excessive momentum can be addictive. Being idle causes you to experience feelings of unease. This is not because you are afraid of resting. Rather, it is because your mind is now built for advancement. Your understanding of what constitutes rest also shifts over time. It becomes more active, restorative, and intentional. These days, you don't waste hours when scrolling through your feed. Walking, reading, stretching, and resetting with a purpose are all things that you do. Beginning now, every aspect of your life will begin to align with growth. On the other hand, here is the true secret. Becoming addicted to hard work is less about self-control and more about discovering who you are. The hard work that you put in needs to be reframed as something that you are, rather than something that you make yourself do. Instead of saying, "I have to study," you should say, "I am the kind of person who learns almost every day." Instead of saying, "I need to work out," you should say, "I train because that's what I enjoy doing." When you feel that your routines have become an integral part of who you are, they cease to feel like duties and instead begin to feel like extensions of your personality. Because you have become who you are, you do not argue with yourself. Rather, you carry out your actions. And there is no way that it will be glamorous. You will make the majority of your journey in complete silence. Nobody applauded. There are no cameras. No one said, "Wow, look at them grind." This is the portion that tears the majority of individuals apart. If, on the other hand, you can learn to fall in love with the quiet, tireless pursuit of something bigger, if you can feel alive not when you are applauded, but when you are pushed, then you have already won. That's the final point. That's the kind of addiction that's worth having. Putting in a lot of effort will finally become your anchor. It is necessary to return to the process whenever life becomes chaotic or when everything appears to be unstable. Take a lift. You are the writer. You construct. You engage in studies. Make a move. This beat helps you feel more grounded. It serves as a reminder that regardless of the circumstances that arise outside of your control, you always have control over the effort that you put forth, which is perhaps the most influential component. When you put in a lot of effort, you become your proof. The uncertainty is put to rest. It dissipates the anxiety. You are no longer in need of validation from others because you are aware of what you have accomplished. You have witnessed yourself showing up in situations that were unpleasant, painful, or lacking in gratitude. And that kind of confidence in oneself, that cannot be questioned. To put it another way, this is what differentiates dreamers from doers. This has nothing to do with turning into a machine. The goal is to develop an unstoppable spirit inside of you. Having a clear head when you get up and moving through your day with purpose is the key to success. It is about coming to appreciate the struggle because you are aware that it is shaping you into a unique individual over time. Do you want to develop a dependency on laborious work? Then you should get over waiting to feel motivated. If you want it to be easy, stop asking for it. Try to show up even when things are difficult. Do that for a sufficient amount of time, and you will eventually realize that the effort did not merely transform your life, it changed you. It is not the accolades or the milestones that will be something that stands out to you when you look back on your life months or even years from now. Rather, it will be the person that you had to become to reach that point. You will remember the evenings when you were on the verge of giving up, but ultimately decided against it. When you were alone and no one was watching, you would drag yourself ahead in the morning. It is important to remember that the tears, the sweat, and the stillness will all be worth it because they were earned. The beauty of laborious effort lies in this. Rather than merely providing you with results, it provides you with you, a version of yourself that you would have never encountered if you had continued to pursue relaxation. On the other side of your excuses, your anxieties, and your comfort zone is where you will find that certain version waiting for you. On the other hand, once you get to know them, you won't ever want to leave. If you are ready to step into the grind and are tired of watching from the sidelines, then this message should have inspired something in you. If this is the case, then please like, subscribe, and leave a comment stating what you consider to be the meaning of hard labor. Let us construct something truly remarkable, one day at a time, with self-control.